Hey, would you like to understand how to deal with tough negotiation situations to build your real estate agency brand? Yes, awesome. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Farrah, your dedicated real estate business coach. In this video, we will deep dive into how to deal with tough negotiation situations. Buckle up because this knowledge is about to turbocharge your real estate businesses. Today I'm super excited to share with you these concepts of why to deal with tough negotiation situations and how to deal with tough negotiation situations and what are the 12 powerful strategies to deal with tough negotiation situations. You can implement the learnings to turbocharge your tough negotiation situations, which will transform you into a true market expert and get ahead of the competitions as a real estate professional's agent. Before we begin, make sure that you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. If already subscribed, then hit on the bell icon to get notified of the new videos, so you never miss any of my empowering real estate business mentoring. Alright, let's dive right in from now onwards. I want you to take digital notes, open one word window or a Google Doc window and keep taking digital notes. I will tell you what to do with this to get gift worth of 4,999. Okay, now let's go ahead with the why dealing with the tough negotiation situation is the most crucial for your real estate agency business, and dealing with tough negotiation situation is indeed crucial for a successful real estate agency business in India. Let's break down why using some examples. Okay, I'll tell you example number 1, the dream home dilemma. Imagine your client Mr. Desai has finally found his dream home, but there is a catch. The seller is firm on the price and Mr. Desai budget is bit tight. Now your negotiation skills comes into play. By skillfully navigating the situation, you could potentially help Mr. Desai secure his dream home without breaking the bank. Then I have example 2 is the competitive edge. Now let's say you're representing a seller, Mrs. Rao, who wants to get the best possible price for her property. You're up against other agents with their clients' interest. In this competitive landscape, your ability to negotiate effectively could make the difference between Mrs. Rao getting an offer that's just okay and one that truly reflects her property's value. And example 3 I have is handling unexpected hurdles. Yes, sometimes unexpected issues arise during negotiations. Maybe there is a dispute over property boundaries or a sudden change in the financing terms. Being able to calmly navigate these challenges and find solutions that keep the deal on track demonstrates your professionalism and dedication to your client's best interests. Then I have example number 4 is building trust and reputations. Yes, clients remember how their real estate agent handled tough negotiations. If you manage to turn a tricky situation into a win-win outcome, your reputation as a skilled negotiator who genuinely cares about your client's needs grows. So the word spreads and soon you become known as the agent who can handle anything that comes your way. And then example number 5 I have is long-term success. Yes, in this world of real estate, tough negotiation situations are more common than you might think. By mastering these scenarios, you ensure that you are not just closing deals today, but building a sustainable and thriving businesses for years to come. Your clients will return and refer others knowing that they can trust you to handle the challenges that arises. Okay, and in essence, dealing with tough negotiation situations isn't it just about getting through a single deal. It's about demonstrating your expertise, building trust and creating a solid foundation for your real estate agency business's success. So embrace this situation as opportunities to shine and show why you are the go-to agent in India's competitive real estate landscape. Now next, how How to handle tough negotiation situations. Imagine this, you have found the perfect property for your client, but negotiations hit the roadblock. Don't worry, I got your back with practical tips and real life scenarios to guide you through these challenges. Okay, in this number 1, I have stay calm and composed. Imagine you're negotiating with a tough seller who is adamant about their asking price. Instead of getting frustrated, stay calm. Remember, negotiations are like a dance. Okay, keep your cool and you will lead the way. And number 2 I have is listen actively. Yes, suppose a buyer seems hesitant due to a property concerns. Listen attentively to their worries. Just like a good friend, empathize and address their concerns. This shows you value their perspective, fostering trust. And number 3 I have is find common ground. Yes, think of a situation where a buyer and a seller have a different opinions on repairs. Seeking common ground by finding solutions that benefit both parties. This showcases your mediation skills and willingness to create a win-win scenarios. Number 4 I have is propose win-win solutions. Okay, imagine a scenario where the buyer wants a lower price but the seller won't budge. Okay, suggest solutions like sharing repair cost or including additional appliances. This demonstrates your resourcefulness and dedication to satisfying both sides. And number 5 I have be solution oriented. Okay, imagine a scenario where inspection reveals issues. Okay, instead of blaming the seller, propose solutions like negotiating repairs or a price reduction. Being a solution oriented can turn challenge situation into a productive one. And stay patient and persistent. Okay, consider a situation where negotiations drag on due to multiple counter offers. Okay, stay patient and persistent. Like a marathon, negotiation requires endurance. Your dedication can impress clients and yield positive outcomes. And number 7 I have is use data to your advantage. Yes, imagine dealing with a seller who won't budge on price. Present them with data showcasing recent sales and market trends. This empowers you with the facts and boosts your credibility. And number 8 I have is keep emotions in check. Think of a situation where a buyer expresses frustrations, maintain professionalism and avoid taking comments personally. A cool-headed approach can prevent conflicts from escalating it. Number 9 I have is prepare for various scenarios. Okay, imagine negotiation a deal that takes an unexpected turn. Be prepared for a different outcomes. Like a chess player, anticipate moves so you are ready to adapt. And number 10 I have is take breaks when needed. Yes, imagine a negotiation becoming tense. Okay, if needed, suggest taking a break. Step away from a moment can diffuse tensions and create space for productivity discussions. Number 11 I have is consult your team. Yes, consider a scenario where negotiations becoming complex. Consult your team, brokers, lawyers or fellow agents. Different perspectives can provide fresh insights and solutions. And number 12 I have is know when to walk away. Yes, picture a situation where negotiations stall and seems unreasonable. Sometimes it's okay to walk away if the terms don't align with your client's interest. You're showing integrity by prioritizing their needs. Okay, remember, dealing with tough negotiation situation is about finding common ground, being resourceful and keeping your client's best interests at heart. Okay, by mastering these skills, you will navigate negotiations like a pro and elevate your real estate agency business in India. And next, what is dealing with tough negotiation situation in the real estate agency businesses? Imagine your real estate agent named Raj working with a client name called Mr. Gupta. Okay, Mr. Gupta is interested in buying a property, but he is hesitant about asking the price. This is where dealing comes with tough negotiation situation come into play. In the world of real estate, negotiation is like a conversation between you and the buyer or seller to reach a fair agreement. Sometimes negotiation can get tough because both sides have different expectations. It's like finding a middle ground that makes both the buyer and the seller happy. So for Raj, dealing with tough negotiation situations means having the skill to handle these challenging conversations. Okay, let's see how Raj tackles these situations. Okay, listen and understand. Alright, Raj starts by listening carefully to Mr. Gupta's concern, and he understands that Mr. Gupta wants a better price. Okay, show facts. Okay, Raj presents Mr. Gupta with data on similar properties in the area that justifying the asking price. Okay, he explains how the price align with the market trends. Highlights benefits. Okay, Raj highlights the unique feature of the property that make it worth the price. He mentions the excellent location, spacious rooms, and recent renovations has been done. We have is explore options. Okay. Raj suggests negotiating terms other than the price, such as including certain furnishings or appliances in the deal. Okay, and then I have is stay calm and patient. Okay, as Mr. Gupta expresses his concerns, Raj remains calm and patient. He understands that negotiation can take time. Negotiate is for win-win. Okay, after discussing back and forth, Raj and Mr. Gupta eventually agreed on a price and was bit lower than asking price. It's a win-win situation where Mr. Gupta feels satisfied and the seller gets a fair deal too. Then I have is maintain relationships. Yes, even though the negotiation was tough, Raj made sure that Mr. Gupta felt valued and respected throughout the process. In essence, dealing with the tough negotiation situation means having the skill to handle the disagreements in a way that benefits everyone involved. It's about finding solutions that meets both parties' needs and keeping the relationship positive even when things get challenging. So let's break down this dealing with tough negotiation situations, real life examples. Here are the top 12 strategies I'm going to show you. Number 1 is stay calm and patient. Okay, in this example, let me tell you, imagine a situation where the buyer is hesitating due to price concerns. Instead of becoming defensive, stay calm and patient, offering them time to think and making them feel valued. How to stay calm and patient in 6 steps when dealing with tough negotiation solutions. Here are step 1. Okay, preparation is the key. Imagine you are negotiating with a client who insists on the significantly lower price for their property. Okay, instead of reacting impulsively, take a deep breath and remind yourself of the research you have done. Okay, by knowing the property's market value, having a data on hand, you can calmly explain your stance and provide evidence for your price recommendations. Okay, and step 2 I have is listen actively. Visualize scenario where a potential buyer raises multiple objects during negotiation. Instead of becoming a defensive, actively listen to their concerns. By giving them your full attention, you can understand their perspective and address their objections thoughtfully and create a cooperative atmosphere. And number 3, step 3 I have is maintain empathy. Okay, consider a situation where the seller is emotionally attached to their property and hesitant to negotiate. Instead of pressuring them, put yourself in their shoes. Okay, understand their sentimental value and express empathy. By showing understanding, your build rapport, making them more open to your suggestions. And step 4 I have is focus on solutions. Okay, imagine a case where a buyer and a seller reach on impasses due to a repair request. Okay, rather than getting frustrated, focus on finding a common ground. Suggest compromises, solutions, and benefit for both parties. Offering creative options and shows flexibility on and willingness to collaborate. And step 5 I have is take breaks. Yes, visualize negotiations that becoming tense and unproductive. Instead of pushing forward, suggest a short break. Okay, step away, clear your minds, and allow everyone involved to recalibrate their emotions. Okay, returning with a fresh perspective can lead to a more productive discussions. And I have step 6 is practice mindfulness. Yes, consider a situation where the negotiations are becoming heated and emotions are running high. Instead of getting caught up in the tension, practice mindfulness techniques. Take a deep breath, ground yourself into a present moment, and remind yourself that your goal is mutually beneficial outcome. Okay, remember, staying calm and patient during a tough negotiation situation isn't it about suppressing emotions, but about managing them effectively. By following these 6 steps, you can navigate challenges negotiation with composure, empathy and professionalism, ultimately achieving a successful outcomes for all parties involved in this. Strategy number 2 I have is active listening. Okay, example, when a seller expresses reservations about the lower offer, actively listen to their concerns. This demonstrates empathy and provides an opportunity to address their worries effectively. Let's break down how to listen actively in 6 steps to deal with tough negotiation situations. In this, I have step number 1 is give your full attention. Yes, imagine you are negotiating with a potential buyer who seems hesitant about their property's price. Instead of jumping in with the counter arguments, focus solely on them. Okay, put away distractions, maintain eye contact and show that you are fully present. And then I have step 2 is use open-ended questions. Yes, let's say you are discussing terms with seller who seems unwilling to budge. Okay, ask questions that encourage detailed response. Okay, like detailing responses you can take. For example, ask what aspects of this offer are most important for you. You know, this helps you to understand their priorities. Step 3 I have is provide verbal and non-verbal feedback. Imagine this, you are in a negotiation where a buyer expresses concerns about property conditions. Use phrases like I understand or nod your head to show empathy. Okay, this reassures them that you are actively engaged. And then I have step 4 is paraphrase and summarizes. Okay, in a situation where a seller is concerned about a delay closing, paraphrase their point to confirm your understanding. For instance, say if I understand correctly, you are worried about the closing date affecting your relocation plans. And then step 5 I have is avoid interrupting. Okay, consider scenario where a buyer expresses interest but raises multiple objections. Okay, instead of interrupting with a counter arguments, let them finish. Then address each concern individually, showing you are truly listened. And then step 6 I have is respond thoughtfully. Okay, imagine you are in a tough negotiation with the seller who won't compromise on the prices. Okay, craft your response by acknowledging their perspective. Okay, I appreciate that you value your property at that price. Let's explore ways to ensure you receive a fair deal while meeting with the buyer's budget. Okay, by practicing these 6 steps and incorporating real life examples, you can master active listening, enhance your negotiation skills, build trust and successfully navigate even the toughest negotiation scenarios. Understanding motivations. Okay, example, a buyer might be negotiating for a better deal due to budget constraints. Okay, using their motivations such as growing family or investment goals to find common ground. Let's break down this how to understand motivations in 6 steps in a simplest way possible using real life examples. Step 1 I have is active listening and observations. Okay, imagine you are negotiating with a potential buyer who seems particularly interested in properties with spacious garden. By actively listening to their comments and observing their reactions during property viewings, you can reduce that having an outdoor space a significant motivation for them. Step 2 I have is ask open-ended questions. Yes, let's say you are negotiating with a seller who seems hesitant about a particular offer. Ask questions like what are your main concerns about this offer? This open-ended approach encourages them to share their motivations and concerns, giving you valuable insights to address. And step 3 I have is research and background check. Yes, suppose if you are negotiating with a client who interested in investing in rental properties, by researching their background you discover that they are young entrepreneurs aiming for passive income. Understanding their motivations helps you tailor your negotiation strategy to align with their goals. And then step 4 I have is identify pain points. Okay, imagine a seller who is looking to downsize due to an empty nest. Okay, by understanding their motivations to simplify their lifestyle and reduce maintenance, you can empathize how your offer aligns with their needs and offer a smooth transitions. And step 5 I have is cultural and personal context. Okay, suppose you are dealing with a buyer who are relocating for work. Okay, by understanding their motivations for a quick and convenient move, you can focus on properties that meets their needs. Okay, taking into account their cultural background and personal preferences. And then step 6 I have is emotional drivers. Yes, let's say you are negotiating with a couple who's seeking their dream home. They express a desire for family-friendly neighborhood with a good school. Okay, by recognizing their emotions, motivations to provide the best for their family, you can highlight properties that match their visions. Okay, understanding motivation is like uncovering hidden keys that unlock successful negotiations. By following these steps and applying them to real life scenarios, you will be better equipped to deal with tough negotiation situations and achieve win-win outcomes for real estate market. And then I have is in the strategy I have focus on win-win. Okay, example, negotiating isn't about one side winning and other side losing. Okay, show how both parties can benefit by reaching an agreement that meets their needs and goals. Okay, let's break down this how to focus on win-win situation in 6 simple steps using relatable real life examples. Okay, step 1 I have is understand both parties goals and interests. Okay, imagine you are negotiating the sales of property. The seller wants a good price and the buyer wants a fair deal. Okay, by understanding their motivations, you can propose a solution that meets both parties goals. And then step 2 I have is listen actively and empathize. Okay, consider a scenario where a buyer requests repairs before closing. Instead of dismissing their concerns, listen attentively and empathize with their needs. Okay, it builds rapport and shows you value their perspectives. And step 3 I have is present creative solutions. Okay, suppose a seller insists on the higher price but the buyer budget is tight. Present a creative solutions like offering seller financing or including appliances to bridge the gap and satisfy both sides. And step 4 I have is communicate transparently. Yes, picture a situation where the inspection reveals issues. Okay, instead of hiding them, communicate transparently with both parties, discuss potential solutions and cost openly, building trust through honesty. And step 5 I have is focus on mutual benefits. Okay, consider negotiating a lease term for a rental property. Okay, rather than pushing for your terms, only propose a compromise that benefits both the landlord and the tenant, ensuring a positive relationship. Okay, step 6 I have is be willing to walk away. Yes, imagine a scenario where the buyer's demands are unreasonable. Okay, where it's essential to find common ground. Be prepared to walk away if the situation becomes too one-sided, preserving your integrity. By following these 6 steps in real life examples, you will know how to navigate tough negotiation situations while keeping the focus on win-win outcomes, fostering positive relationships and long-term success. And then I have is prepare and research. Okay, example number 1, if you have a buyer questions or property values, present them with the thorough market research and comparable sales data to justify the price. Let's break down how to prepare and research in 6 steps to deal with tough negotiation situation using real life examples to make it relatable. I have in step 1 is understand the other party's motivation. Okay, imagine you're negotiating with a seller who seems adamant about their asking price. Instead of immediately countering, take a step back. Okay, research their motivations. Are they relocating urgently? Do they need to close by a certain dates? Okay, understand their reasons can help you to tailor your negotiation approach. In step 2, I have is know your market inside out. Okay, suppose you are negotiating in a commercial property lease. Before the negotiations, research the current rental rates in that area. If you know the landlord's rate is higher than the market average, you can present a well-researched data to support your counter offer effectively. And then step 3, I have study your client's needs. Okay, imagine you are representing a young family looking for a home. Okay, they prioritize proximity to schools and parks. Armed with this knowledge, you can focus on a properties that meets their criteria and use it leverage in the negotiation. And then step 4, I have is research the property's history. Yes, suppose you are dealing with a property that has been on the market for a while. Research its history. Okay, has it been listed before? Where the price reductions? This information can empower you during negotiations to justify a lower offer. And then number 5, okay, step 5 I have is identify your negotiation limits. Okay, imagine negotiation to a property purchases. Okay, before entering the negotiation, establish your upper limit based on market value, property conditions, and your client budgets. This helps you to stay firm during tough negotiations and avoid over-committing. And then step 6 I have is leverage comparable sales. Okay, imagine a scenario where you are representing a seller. The buyer questions the asking price. Research recently sold properties in the area with similar features to justify your price. Okay, concrete data strengthens your positioning and adds credibility to your negotiations. Remember, successful negotiations are a blend of preparation, research, and effective communications. By following these 6 steps and using real life examples, you can equip yourself confidently navigate to negotiation situation and secure favorable outcomes. And then I have is explore creativity solutions. Okay, example, if you are a seller, if a seller is stuck on a high price, suggest options like including furniture, appliances to add value without changing the price. Okay, let's break down how to explore creative solutions in 6 steps for real estate agents in India using real life examples to handle tough negotiation situations. In this, I have step number 1 is understand the concerns. Okay, imagine you're negotiating with a seller who hesitant about dropping the price. Instead of pushing harder, take a step back. Okay, ask questions to understand their concerns. Maybe they are worried about covering moving costs. By grasping their perspectives, you can tailor your solutions. And then step 2 I have is brainstorm options. Okay, let's say a buyer is interested but can't afford the asking price. Instead of hitting a wall, brainstorm alternative options. Okay, could you propose a rent to own arrangement, or maybe they are willing to pay more if the certain repairs are done. Thinking creatively opens up a new avenues. Step 3 I have is think win-win. Suppose you are in a situation where both properties seem stuck. Okay, put yourself into their shoes. A seller might be attached to their home while a buyer needs to stay within a budget. Okay, could they lease the property back temporarily for after selling it? This way both parties win. The seller gets more time and the buyer secures a home. And then step 4 I have is collaborate on solutions. Okay, imagine a scenario where the buyer wants immediate possessions. Okay, but the seller needs time to move. Instead of clashing, collaborate. Okay, could a short-term rental arrangements work? This collaboration foster goodwill and often results to a smoother transactions. And step 5 I have is be open to compromise. Yes, let's say you are dealing with the situation where a buyer insists on the specific renovations before the closing. Okay, instead of rejecting outright, consider a middle ground. Okay, could the buyer handle some minor repairs after purchasing? This willingness to compromise showcase your dedication to finding a common ground. And then step 6 I have is communicate clearly. Okay, suppose a buyer is adamant about a lower offer due to market uncertainty. Okay, instead of dismissing, communicate. Okay, share a recent market trends and projections. Explain how your offer aligns with the current reality. Okay, clear communications build trust and can shift perspectives. Remember, tough negotiations are opportunities to create, for creating problem solving by understanding concerns, brainstorming options, aiming for win-win solutions, collaborating, compromising, and communicating clearly. You can tackle challenging situation in the Indian real estate market with confidence and finances. Then I have is maintain professionalism. Example, even in tough negotiations, keep the tone professional, avoid personal remarks and focus on the facts and solutions. Let's dive into our art of maintaining professionalism in tough negotiation situations for real estate agency in India. Here are the 6 steps explained with the real life examples. Okay, I have step number 1 is stay calm and composed. Yes, imagine you are negotiating with the sales of a property and the buyer expresses strong reservation about the condition of the house. Instead of getting defensive, take a deep breath and respond calmly, acknowledge their concerns and offer to provide more information to arrange for a property inspections. Okay, your composed demeanor shows that you are focused on finding a solutions rather than getting emotional. Step 2 I have is active listening. Yes, in a negotiation that buyer expresses dissatisfaction with the pricing of the property, instead of immediately countering their arguments, effectively actively listen first. Okay, ask open-ended questions to understand their perspective and motivations. For examples, okay, can you tell me more about the aspect of the pricing that you find challenging? Okay, this approach demonstrates that you are valued their opinion and genuinely interested in finding common grounds. Step 3 I have is empathy and understanding. Okay, imagine a situation where the seller is reluctant to lower the asking price due to sentimental reasons. Okay, instead of pressurizing them, show empathy. Okay, share a story about a similar situation where you have seen seller outcome similar feelings by finding the right buyer. Okay, this relatable stories reassures the sellers that you understands their emotions, align gently, nudging them toward practical sessions. Okay, and then number 4 I have clear and respectful communications. Okay, you are negotiating with the potential buyers who keeps making low ball offers. Okay, instead of dismissing their offer outright, respond with the clear communications. Explain that while you appreciating their interest, the current offer is significantly below the market value. Other recent market data to support your responses. This respectful and explanations maintains professionalism while steering the negotiation in a more realistic directions. Step 5 I have is focus on win-win solutions. Okay, during negotiations, the buyer is insist on a certain repairs before the finalizing the deal. Okay, you understand that the repairs might not be feasible in the given time frame. Okay, instead of rejecting the request, propose a compromise. Suggest that you can address some of the concerns while adjusting the price slightly. Okay, this approach aims for a win-win solutions, demonstrating your commitment for finding solutions that benefit both the parties. And then number 6, step 6 I have a resolving emphasis gracefully. Yeah, in some cases negotiation might reach to emphasis. Okay, the buyer is unwillingly to budge on their offer and the seller is firm on their asking price. Rather than letting them situation escalate, propose a temporary halt on the negotiation. Suggest revisiting the conversation after a few days to allow both parties to reflect. Okay, this graceful exit shows that you respect their position and you are open to finding common ground in the future. And then I have next is offer trade-offs. Okay, if a buyer is insistent on buying low price, consider offering concessions like covering a closing cost to making the deal more appealing. Okay, Okay, let's break down the art of offering trade-offs in tough negotiation situation using simple steps and relatable examples. Okay, in this step 1 I have is understand both party needs. Okay, imagine you are negotiating with a potential buyer who loves the property but it's concerned about the price. Okay, take a step back and listen to their needs. Maybe they value a shorter closing timeline or a certain repairs. Understanding their priorities gives you insight into what trade-offs might work. Okay, then step 2 I have is identify areas of flexibility. Now let's say the buyer really wants the repairs done before closing. Here where you identify your areas of flexibility. If you can accommodate the repairs, it might be trade-off that seals the deal. And then I have a step 3 is propose creative solutions. Okay, here where the magic happens. Suggest creative solutions that address both property needs. For instance, propose completing some repairs before closing and offering a credit for others, which can be a win-win. Now step number 4 I have is highlight mutual benefits. If your negotiation emphasizes how the proposed trade-off benefit both parties, explain that while they get repaired their value, they are able to maintain the overall price points they are concerned about. Okay, if I have is show willingness and give and take. Okay, to give and take. Show your willingness to meet in the middle. It's like saying, I am willing to accommodate your needs and I hope you can see the effort I am making. And number 6 I have is communicate clearly. Ensure there are clear communications throughout the negotiation. Explain the trade-offs clearly and professionally. Okay, so both parties fully grasp the proposed solutions and potential benefits. Now let's put into this a real life contest. Now let's meet Agent Raj. He is negotiating with the seller who adamant about a high asking price. The buyer, however, is hesitating due to a budget constraints. Okay, and the step 1 I have is Raj listens and learns the buyer is flexible on the closing timeline. Okay, now step 2 is Raj identify his flexibility, the seller's furniture that the buyer admires and wants to be the included in the deal. Okay, step 3 is he proposes a creative solution that seller agrees to a lower price if the buyer accepts the furniture as a part of the deal. Okay, step 4 I have is Raj empathizes that buyer gets the furniture they love and the seller gets the price they want. Okay, number 5 I have is Raj shows willingness by mentioning he is working hard to bridge the gap. And number 6 Raj communicates the proposal clearly, ensuring both parties understands the offer. By mastering the art of offering trade-off in negotiations, real estate agent like Raj can navigate tough situations, create win-win scenarios and fostering positive relationship with clients. Remember, negotiation isn't about losing, it's about finding common grounds that benefits everyone involved. Have alternatives. Yes, if negotiations reach to an impasse, having alternative properties or buyers lined up gives you leverage and flexibility. Okay, let's break down how to have alternatives in 6 steps for real estate agents in India using these real life examples to make it relatable and easy to understand. Okay, in this I have is step 1. Okay, understand the importance of alternatives. Okay, imagine you are negotiating with a seller who hesitant for a lower their asking prices. Okay, instead of putting all your hopes on a single deal, consider having alternative properties in mind. Okay, this way if this negotiation falls through, you have other options to explore. And number 2 I have is research similar properties. Okay, let's say you are negotiating for a prime residential property but the terms aren't aligned. Okay, look into a similar properties in the same area. If the current deal doesn't work out, you can smoothly transition to other options without losing momentum. And then step 3 I have is build relationships with multiple sellers. Okay, suppose you are negotiating for a commercial space and terms aren't favorable. Having built relationship with other sellers means you can pivot quickly. If one deal isn't working, you can reach out to other sellers who might be more flexible to you. Okay, and then step 4 I have is know your client's preference. Okay, picture negotiating a lease agreement and the landlord is inflexible on the rental prices. Okay, by knowing your client preferences, you can suggest alternatives. Okay, maybe a slightly higher rent for additional amenities or for a long lease term would work better for them. Then number 5 I have is explore creativity solutions. Okay, imagine you are negotiating for a property that requires a significant repairs. Okay, if the seller won't budge on the prices, propose alternatives like having them cover some repairs cost or offering a delayed payment structure. Okay, this way both properties can find a win-win solutions. And then number 6 is very important. Stay informed about market trends. Suppose you are negotiating for a property investment and the current market isn't it favorable. By staying informed about the market trends, you will know it's better if it is better to wait or to consider alternative investment opportunities that align with the current market conditions. Incorporating these steps into your negotiation approaches equips you with alternatives, making you can more resilient and adaptable in the tough situations. Just like a seasoned real estate agent, being prepared with alternatives ensures you never stuck and can navigate negotiations with confidence. And then I have in strategies, set realistic expectations. Yes, example, educate clients about the market realities, so they understand the scope of negotiations and can make informed decisions. Let's break down how to set realistic expectations in 6 steps using relatable real life examples. Okay, in this I have number 1 is understand clients' goals and priorities. Okay, imagine you're working with a seller who urgently needs to relocate due to a job transfer. By understanding their priorities, you can set expectations about the time it might take us to sell the property and the potential impact of the pricing. Okay, step 2 I have is educate about market trends. Okay, suppose a buyer is looking for a property in a highly competitive neighborhood. By educating them about the current market conditions, you can help them understand that need for flexibility in terms of budget and property features. And step 3 I have is highlight comparable sales. Okay, you're representing a seller who believes their property is worth significantly more than a similar homes in the area. Okay, presenting a data on recent comparable sales can help set a realistic expectations about the property's value and potential selling price. And I have step 4 is discuss potential negotiation scenarios. Okay, when working with a buyer, discuss different negotiation scenarios they might encounter. Okay, for instance, if they are interested in a property with multiple offers, explain them the possibilities of a bidding war and how they can navigate it. Step 5 I have is address potential challenges. Yes, suppose you are helping a seller who property needs significant repairs. Address potential challenges upfront and explain how these factors might influence the offers they receive and the negotiation process. And step 6 I have a set realistic timeline. Yes, you are assisting the buyer who wants to close on a property quickly. Okay, be transparent about the typical timeline for due diligence, negotiations and paperwork so they understand what to expect. Now let's bring it all together with the real life examples. Imagine you're working with a first time home buyer named Rahul. Okay, he is set on finding dream home with a limited budget. Here is how you would apply the steps. Okay, in the step 1 I have is understand Rahul goals and priorities. Rahul values a quiet neighborhood and a proximity to his workplace. Okay, step 2 educate about market trends. You share the neighborhood meeting his criteria or in high demand, potentially impacting the affordability of his dream home. And step 3 I have is highlight comparable sales. Okay, showing Rahul recently sold homes in his desired area helps him understand the realistic price range. This step 4 I have is discuss potential negotiation scenarios. You can explain the possibility of competing offers and guide Rahul on making strong yet realistic bids. Step 5 I have is address potential challenges. If a property needs renovation, you discuss the potential costs involved and how it might affect his budget. Okay, affects his budget. And step 6 I have is realistic timeline that help Rahul understand that while finding the perfect home might take time, a patient approach can yield the best results. Bringing in neutral parties. Yes, if tensions arises between parties, suggest involving a neutral mediators or professionals to help facilitating smoother negotiations. Let's dive into how to bring in a neutral parties using simple language and a real life examples. Here are the 6 steps I have. Step 1 is recognize the need. Yes, imagine you're representing a seller and negotiations with the buyer have hit the deadlock. Okay, the buyer is being stubborn about the price and you can sense tensions rising. Okay, this is the moment to bring the neutral parties, someone both sides trust, to mediate and find the fair solutions. Then step 2 I have is identify the neutral parties. Okay, consider a respected colleague, a senior agent, or even a professional mediator who isn't directly involved in the deal. This person should be known for their impartiality and problem solving skills. Step 3 I have is explain the role. Okay, sit down with both parties and explain that you are bringing in a neutral third party to ensure a fair resolutions. Okay, empathizes that their role is to facilitate communication and help find common ground that benefits both sides. And then step 4 I have is set the stage. Okay, gather all parties involved, the seller and the buyer and the neutral party is compatible neutral environment. Okay, explain that the goal is to find a win-win solutions that works for everyone in this. And then step 5 I have is open dialogue. Okay, encourage open and honest communication. Lest each party expresses their concern, needs and priorities, the neutral party can ask questions to understand and the underlying issues and motivations. And then step 6 I have is find common ground. Okay, the neutral party's role is to help bridge the gap. They can suggest compromises, propose alternative solutions and guide the negotiation towards a resolution that satisfies both parties. Example, take agent A is dealing with the situation where the buyer and the seller can't agree on the repairs that offers the inspections. Okay, agent A brings in agent B as a respected colleague known out for the fair approach. Okay, agent B listens to both sides, helps them understand each other's perspective and suggests a compromise. The seller agrees to fix the major issues and the buyer accepts a slight price reductions for the minor repairs. Bringing in a neutral parties, real estate agents can diffuse tense negotiation situations, prevent deals from falling apart and ensure that both parties leave satisfied with the outcome. Remember, it's all about finding common ground and maintaining the integrity of the transactions. And then I have is know when to walk away. Example, if negotiations becoming unreasonable or detrimental to your client's goals, be prepared to walk away to protect their best interest. Okay, let's break down this how to know when to walk away in 6 steps using real life examples to make it relatable. In this I have step 1 is define your bottom line. Yes, imagine you are negotiating the sale of the property. Okay, and you have done your research and you know the lowest price you can accept while still making a reasonable profit. This is your bottom line. If the buyer's offer goes below this point, it's a signal to sincerely consider walking away. And then step 2 I have is access market conditions. Okay, consider the current real estate market in your area. If it is a seller's market with a high demand and limited supply, you might have more leverage. Okay, but if the buyer's market with a plenty of options, you may need to be more flexible. Then step 3 I have is identify red flags. Yes, let's say a potential buyer is repeatedly making unreasonable demands or trying to negotiate after the deal is already set. Okay, these are the red flags that the negotiations might not be going into a productive directions. And then step 4 I have is evaluate the big picture. Okay, imagine you're negotiating with a buyer who is giving a low offer due to minor repairs needed. Ask yourself, are these repairs truly a deal breaker? Sometimes focusing on a big picture and long-term benefits might help you decide. And then step 5 I have is listen to your gut. Yes, you're negotiating with a buyer who's showing signs of being difficult or not fully committed. Trust your instincts. Yeah, if something doesn't feel right, it might be a sign of to walk away. And then step 6 I have is have a backup plan. Yes, consider you are negotiating with a potential investor for a property. Okay, if the investor is not agreeing on terms that align with your goal, having a backup plan like exploring other potential buyers or investment opportunities can give you the confidence to walk away. Remember, walking away doesn't always mean the deal is lost forever. Sometimes stepping back can lead to a better outcome, to open the door to more favorable opportunities. Trust your judgment, evaluate the situation, and know when it's time to gracefully exit the negotiation. By mastering these strategies, you can effectively handle tough negotiation situations, ensuring a positive outcome for their clients and maintain a reputation of professionalism and competence. Okay, well, we have almost come to an end of this video. Do share it with your loved ones and share it in the comment box, your key takeaway in details. All you have to do, the action is share your digital notes and below for a few points here. Okay, I have a membership, VIP membership. If you really want to learn fast and learn with the community, then you must check out my VIP membership to join my fastest growing real estate agents community that can transform your life and businesses along with many other like-minded real estate experts. Well, those were the 12 strategies to become a true market expert in Indian real estate landscape. There are many that I can share in my advanced level implementation coaching sessions. Remember, acquiring effective leads will elevate your real estate businesses to new heights and benefit your clients immensely. So if you have found this video valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe and share with your fellow real estate agents in India. Hit on the bell icon to get notified of the new videos. Together, let's build a thriving real estate businesses and make positive impact in the real estate market. I am here to support you on your journey to success. Let's build thriving real estate businesses together. Until then, next time, take care and happy real estating. I'm Farrah, your real estate business coach.